Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well, keeping out of mischief. Now I know another one. I'm just trying to breeze through all the lovely suggestions that are in the comments. Thank you very much for everybody who's been doing that. It's very, very kind indeed. However, I warn you, it's not the same person. Just you'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, you'll see. You'll understand. You'll go, but Gigi said no. It's not. It's like buses. They come along. In my world, you've got to deal with like multitudes of the same name. All right. So, and half the time, the icon is an initial of the first name. Right. So and normally I can get away with it. Go, oh, it's the red one. It's the red Janet, not the blue Janet, or it's the blue Jane, not the green Jane, and all that kind of stuff. This one, troublemakers, both of them, right? But they're like buses, and they've done suggested sexy things. So here we go. Here's a question from Yvonne, not the same one, who goes, "Hope you enjoyed your holiday." I did, very lovely indeed. Thank you very much indeed. It was a very gorgeous time. I needed longer, if anything. Longer time, but also everybody notice suck up sandwich is bold and well here, right? Hope you enjoyed your holiday. Could you please do a reading on a possible military coup? Hope it'll turn out good for us. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Gigi, for keeping us entertained. Oh, thank you very much. Hugs and kisses. She actually put it. Win. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed, Yvonne. Not the same one. With 19 upvotes as well. I noticed this when I was, frolicking in forests and Wales and stuff. I don't know what I was doing over there. I'm sure it sounded close enough. While I was doing that over there, about this kind of shenanigans going on, multiple stories I noticed. Obviously, our beautiful boys and girls are being pummeled over the, rightly or wrongly, but it's not fair, in my humble opinion, over Northern Ireland, Island of Ireland, etc., and the Troubles and things like that. And certain, I believe it was military personnel stating that it's not the threat in front of you, it's also the threat behind you that you need to worry about and that kind of stuff. And the numbers of people involved now in uniform, those kinky minxes, with their nighttime look and stuff, is lower than normal and is like troubling and all that kind of stuff. Multiple things about the military while I was away. So I'm kind of glad that this question came in, because while I was away I was like, and I always take a tarot deck with me, just in case, almost like a fire alarm, break glass in emergencies, that kind of thing. I've got it with me, and I was like, maybe I'll do that when I come back. I wasn't like nudged to do it then, and I am being nudged to do it today as I am catching up on the hundreds of beautiful comments that was left while I was away. So yes, let's find out here. Is there a military coup coming? What's going on? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. Right. Let's have a butcher's. Hermit. Taking the beat, taking the moment, self-reflection. I think this is the military peeps. Star card, divinely guided. Oh. Weird. Bit of a weird energy. Feels positive, but weird. Judgment, speaking of truth. The trumpet of truth, even. Can you tell I've been away? I'm still rusty. This is the military lot coming to... They're going to call out a hell of a lot of stuff. This feels like a bombardment, an unleashing, or like a metaphor, dam breaking, like wave of information. Justice. This is definitely external. This lot is the military lot. Those lovely boys and girls. Justice. That's definitely an external. Definitely look. I know I look at the pretty pictures and stuff, but that's definitely energetically. That's could be the justice system, because we were talking about that with the troubles and stuff like that, and the changing of the laws and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that energy though. If it is the justice that we find out as we continue, it is the justice system. It's not a good look. It's not a good feeling about it. 5 of Pentacles. Of course they're worried. Hawk Lady. Oh, it's been a while, but wishes coming true. Manifesting things happening, because speaking this true. Whatever this feels like a dossier. This feels like a massive amount of kind of documents, emails, paperwork, PDF files, that kind of thing. You know, there's like phenomenal amount of. It feels like an info dump. Justice card. Balancing act. 2 of Pentacles. Topsy-turvy. I know I said it with the previous reading today about Mahmood and the sandcastles thing. Similar energy with the 2 of Pentacles. Hold on. It's this is not, remember, obviously entertainment purpose only, blah blah blah, stuff like that. There's something here, and it's trickling in. It's not a usual kind of aha moment, info dump, that kind of energy. It's a bit of a kind of, it's almost like a trickling stream of energy coming in. It's just very gently of the it's almost as if context matters, and if you remove the context and just, do you know what I mean? It's got a feeling of, I'm not saying editing evidence, I'm saying it's more along the lines of energy wise. If you remove what led up to it, as an example, if you remove the historic, what happened like the day before that, blah blah blah, kind of energy. If you remove the orders that came from up high, that kind of thing, and just base it on action, it's got that sort of like, if on the it's almost like I'm being reminded of that advert. It does exactly what it says on the tin, yeah, but it doesn't. It's not, and everyone, it's like everyone who's involved in it knows it. It's along those sorts of lines with this topsy-turvy 2 of Pentacles, especially with the judgment here, the trumpet of truth, and the wish coming true, and the manifesting with Hawk Lady. It's like, so all this is basically our military lot. This is kind of like the state apparatus, as it were. Because I'm still not convinced that's completely the justice, like judicial system, I should say. It feels bigger than that. But it's still got that energy of the sandcastle crumbling, foundation-y kind of thing. Anyway, Ace of Cups. This feels like, quite frankly, a charity that should have done more by now. I'm not saying it is, just as an example. The obvious ones would be like Help for Heroes, British Red Cross, not Red Cross, sorry, the British Legion, British Red Legion. I've been away. I'm still waking up. I was relaxing and enjoying myself for too long, obviously. But it's those sorts of, they have like intimate knowledge, and they should have done more by now. This feels like some sort of kind of support, stepping in. I'm not saying it's too little too late, but it's like, where the hell have you been kind of energy to it. Four of Swords. Calm the F down, chilling out, relaxing, taking a beat, taking a moment. I think a majority of this, the energy I'm getting generally speaking, I'm going to put these down. I'm going to, getting a little warm with the wood burner, so I'm going to flash a bit of wrist. I know you've missed it. Oh, there you go. Oh, you cheeky minxes. You've only turned up for the wrists. I know. But it feels over here that it's multitude of individuals. They're separated. It's almost like purposely targeting individuals instead of a collective, instead of like a group, a charity, that kind of thing, if you get me. And it feels as if the apparatus, like what we're calling it over here, the apparatus, they outnumber them, outpaid, more resourced, that kind of thing. Bullying. And I feel like this is going to be a case study for many things, especially obviously going back to Lucy Connolly and those sorts of people that's still in the judicial system. I think this is going to be a lot of you could pretty much rinse and repeat the same thing here on a multitude of directions. But it's like, where the hell have you been? I'm a bit concerned about the Four of Swords, though. I'm a bit concerned because I'm unsure about, until the last card, unsure about their motives. Yeah, it's a bit Seven of Cups, exactly. What we're going to do here. It's almost like we've rushed in to save the day eventually. Where the hell have you been kind of energy. But then it's like, we can take a beat. We can take a moment now. We can chill out now. We can, while we discuss what we're doing. It just feels as if it's for show. It's taking a beat, taking a moment. It's not, it doesn't feel as if it's genuine. It doesn't feel as if, it's almost orchestrated, is as far as I would go on it. It's that sort of, I'm getting the energy of like a wink and a nudge kind of from these two lines here. Well, we've got a foundation. We've got a snapshot of now what's going on here. We're obviously going to, for the new boys and girls, we're going to have some gossip and find out what's going on. And then an outcome at the end, as always. So, Two of Swords, yeah. This decision here, like I was saying, and this is the thing, kind of going back here with the sand foundation, the issue I'm having with this reading is, like I said, it's like everything of context is removed purposefully. It is purposeful. It is by design to then tick boxes for some reason. It's like it's not fair. It doesn't feel fair. And like I said, this feels as if it's a snapshot in multitude of different bunny flop crimes. if you get me. It doesn't, it almost feels as it's, one, it's not unique situation. Two, it happens all the time, more than we would realize or know. It's got that energy to it. Underlying energy, strength, control, exactly. Controlling the narrative, controlling the situation, there is something here. I almost want to say it's an exchange of resources or money, or there is something, but it's not to these boys and girls. It's, yeah, it. But this lot should know better. This is the bit that's frustrating me. And notice how they circle our boys and girls. Yeah, those kinky minxes in uniform. It's just, it's like blockage, like herding sheep. I don't mean that in a, but yeah. I didn't mean that derogatory, but I'm just, yeah. So let's have a look at this. So I was leaning back in my chair. How outrageous, honestly. It's a comfy chair. I've missed it. Because I was reflecting on the energies here, but it's something by design. It's like which is really odd. This really is off, and I'm hoping like the gossip layer and the outcome layer will help us out here. But on one hand, you're trying to build up, what is it, 3%, 5% of GDP or whatever, a new target to hit for military investment, but at the same time you're purposely target. It's like, so let's while I'm shuffling, because these feel like they're going to be a one or two more shuffles, and as I said on the previous reading, the reason we don't cut these out is that I want people to see in its natural form that I'm not making it up. The magic trick is real. Don't look behind the curtain type malarkey. All those mirrors and smoke and things. We ain't got the budget. But I mean, I want you to see the working out. Yeah, like the maths test. I want you to see, and I have always wanted you to see. Oh, hello. That the rawness of it. Yeah. So, the energy's shifted and I don't like it. Okay. Change is coming. Good. But like this side, it's like dark. It's like almost sinister. Darkness. Star card. Returns to normal. That doesn't feel right either. Wake up. This is, yeah. This feels as if this dossier is going to be huge. They think they can brush this off, or like if it's not in the front page news, if it's not in the headlines, it's going to return to normal. But the changes is there. This is massive. This investigation, this something about spending money. I know there's a lot of pentacles down here, but there's something about the like resources. What are you doing? Kind of question marks about it. I'm not saying it is at all, but it's got the energy like, especially with the illegal immigrants and going to start using bases now, former bases and things, spending money to renovate them to a higher standard. What do you think you're doing? They were fine for us. Why isn't it? That, I'm not saying it is, but it's that sort of revelation about it. There's that sort of, and then this bombardment of data. It feels like three pieces of a jigsaw puzzle coming together at the same time. Almost like the Three of Pentacles kind of foundation layer. Yeah. It's almost if, and I'm not saying it is, but it's a bit. There's multiple layers to this, trying to pulling it apart. It's almost as if it's like, well, if it's like whatever the spending money is, and we'll use as an example the renovation of barracks, right? And the excuse used as an example is like, well, you know, human rights, blah, 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 ECH, you know, the usual waffle. This surprise attack feels the counter of it. It's like, okay, so you've admitted that the what we've had to deal with over the last years were this, that, and the other, not, you know, going against human rights, blah, 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 all that crap. Then this is like the bombardment, the return attack. You've admitted to it, so we're owed compensation. It's that kind of maneuver. Like I said, I'm not saying that is specifically it, but it's that sort of unforeseen tit for tat. That and it's like, here's the data to prove it, kind of thing. It's very much that sort of energy. Justice card. Taken by force. This is the sinister side. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles. Explosives. See, this is the thing. We've got several of these cards. There's 4 of them, I believe. Different amounts of awakening, as how I see it. Where people, that like the realization. Notice the difference. The same, like, especially here, it's pretty much the same bloke, isn't it? Standing in front of pretty much the same, and same with this one, the same city. And it's like sunset here. Is everything returned to normal? There was a little bit of a question mark, but we're not really looking into it. We're not enlightened and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to put it back in its box kind of energy. Yeah? Nothing to see here, blah, blah, blah. Then bam. Bam again. You see what I'm saying? It's like this tit for tat. Boof, boof. Enough's enough. Hence the changes are coming. This like the leveling up here. On the leveling up of volume, I would say, is illustrated beautifully, but it's also energetically, it's like, no, you will listen. No, you will listen, kind of thing. Excuse me. 9 of Pentacles, Hawk Lady. Lies and deception, exactly. Notice how it's shifted already. I'm still worried about this line here, but suddenly the circling is happening from the other side. They try to contain it. Yeah. Individuals not working out, this weird kind of charity here, kind of energy of like trying to self-contain kind of thing. But lies and deception. Foreign occupation. Well, okay. Yeah, we've already talked about that. Ace of Cups, heat wave. See, it continues, and it's like I said, they've come in to try and control the situation, but inadvertently, it's uncontrollable. See, the fire is still moving. The awakening is still happening. Yeah, you can't justify what the actions, and so it kind of like it flips over. Come in to try and control the situation when really it flips over. Yeah. Notice the circle is continuing. Yeah. 4 of Swords. This is what I'm on about. This is the government shadow ruler, the blob, as it's referred to. You know, it's all the government, really. Let's be honest. There's some sort of deal here. This is like the puppet master type thing. There's an outcome that I can't see right now. It's interesting. They're all standing in front of cities, apart from this one, obviously. Sorry, I pointed one too many. So they're standing in front of a city, standing in front of a city. This is the same city as these ones here. Yeah? There's something here, and this never comes across like this. So even for me, it's like I'm putting it down as putting it on record, like asterisk type thing. But the cities here, like this feels like the amount of support, population, people behind them, quite literally, if you see what I'm saying. So some people are going to like, okay, nothing to see here, go along with even though the situation with the BBC right now and like different media outlets and things like that and blah, 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 and the question marks of stuff and Sky trying to buy out ITV right now, which is all that kind of stuff going on. There's evidence. Some people are going to go, oh, okay, there is a spider or something right there. Oops. Anyway. So some people are going to go, oh, okay, nothing to see here. Fair enough. But the amount here that have woken up because of this data, this information, this evidence, this context, missing context, that kind of stuff, wide awake. So some people are still asleep. Majority have woken up. And then we've got these cities here, haven't we? So taken by force, this is the progressive lot, is how I would describe them. Yeah, they're all part of them. Some people may call them Fabian, WEF, blah, 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 whatever, right? Don't matter. Same old, same old. Yeah? So we've got two cities against one here. Now, if you notice about the foreign occupation, it's a smaller city. It's not as built up as these ones here. So we've got more people yelling and screaming than people have gone to sleep. Okay. So double the amount, I would say. You've also got double the amount than the progressive kind of the authority figures, sit down, shut up, blah, blah, blah. So they are outnumbered. Yeah. If it is the illegal immigrants, as an example, as to help tell the story, these lot outnumber this. And we've got this. And then it's spreading to this, as I said, this third party, like I said, a foundation, a charity. It feels like that sort of industry, but it may not be. But it just feels like that it should be. It's definitely they were late. And now they've been taken over. But they originally have turned up to try and help control the situation, and they're overtaken. Okay? Purely by data, population, and you're on the wrong side of history kind of energy. Okay? But I love the fact that slap bang in the middle is the Hawk Lady, Nine of Pentacles, exposing the lies. Yeah, remember, it's manifesting. It's wishes coming true type of energy. Yeah, exposing the lies from this here. So, last card, Seven of Cups, desperately trying to work out what to do next. We've got damage is done. Yeah, they can't get out of it. The industry, whatever this is, keeping people in, they're still getting a paycheck. This lot are still getting a pension plan, the gold-plated kind. They're still protected. They're still this, they're still that. But this lot now outnumber this. You can, whatever you want to think about them, they're well outnumbered. Shadow ruler. So this is like I said, this feels more like the blob than the government, as it were. Still outnumber. Damage is done. Now the consequences are coming in. Okay? And hopefully we'll get that with the outcome. Spreading, exactly. Notice the fire, the passion. Yeah, it's not burning down the house. It's not like Tom Jones. It's like the passion, the enthusiasm, the waking up, the aha moments. Yeah, and it's spreading. Underlying energy, records, the data. There's evidence. There's proof of this lies and deception and everything. And it's not just this government, it's the last government, it's the government before that, and, blah, blah, blah. It's it's insidious. It feels very kind of it feels like I don't want to. From their point of view, it's like we own you. You've signed up. We own you now. We can do whatever we want with you. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Even if you leave, even if you've done your bit, no respect there, kind of thing. Right. So, outcome. The outcome with this deck. Okay. I think we're going to have cartoon clarity at the end as well. It keeps speaking, going, "Coup, hello." So, I think, even though this is a concerning time, obviously, especially with the question that we asked here, is there going to be a military coup, that kind of thing? It's happening, yeah. But I don't think it's necessarily the way we would naturally depict it. Yeah, this is people waking up to the decades of I would almost say abuse that this group and their families have had to deal with. And I think this, and I appreciate it's still painful and that kind of stuff, but notice how Labour, Stuttery Starmer, fucking people, Rachel, all that lot, are not only exposing themselves, but they're exposing the game. Keep going back to that, and it came up here as calling it a game, exposing the game, exposing their lack of morals, ethics, that kind of thing, the technicalities and the winks and nudges, and it's a fascinating that while I was away, and I don't know if it was on my feed, I don't know if it got traction, but I believe there was a Labour councillor in Rachel Reeves' home council, bearing in mind one of her sisters, I don't know how many she's got, is also a part of that council. So let her off, but he did the same thing. And the cat's being a pain since we've been back. And he stepped down while we were away, kind of like, because I've got morals and ethics, and I did a wrong thing. I didn't realize I had done that, but I'm going to step down and that kind of thing. And it's just, they did exactly the same thing, but, and he's going to get fined and all sorts, I believe, off the top of my head. Like I said, it was only a small passage I saw while I was away. But she's scot-free. She doesn't no worry about it. Blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. And I just like, he did the right thing. It's like, see, it can be done, even when it is a Labour councillor. It's like, it can be done. Maybe, to be honest with you, I think it's just between you and me. If I was in that situation, I'd be like, I've been looking for an excuse to leave. I'm surrounded by nutters. I'm leaving. Right, okay, I'll pay the fine. I don't care. It's cheap to keep my integrity. I'll pay just to go. I'm all right. But let's have a look here for the outcome here. The outcome for this reading, please. And while I'm doing this, of course, the YouTube stuff. Why not? If you're new here, please subscribe. Ding-a-ling that bell. If you're enjoying this, please like and hype if you get the option. That they genuinely helps out the channel, and it bribes the algorithms and all that kind of stuff. It's glorious, and thank you very much indeed. And if you have a question and that you want to suggest for future readings, plonk it in the comments down below. And that is also where you can upvote as well, saying, I want to see this too, like 19 people did on this one. So it genuinely helps out. It's brilliant. I love your feedback and that kind of stuff. We're building something together here at the Greatest Good Village. Yeah, that's what I love. Yeah. So, hello. Just abusing the set here. It's outrageous. Outcome. Here we go. Sun card, happiest card in the deck. Need we say more? I found coffee as well, by the way. Cheers, my dears. I know some of you are synchronized slurpage we have every video. It's very good. Yeah, the sun card here is like abundant. It feels abundance. It doesn't feel like not just happy, happy, joy, joy. There is definitely a victory lap sort of energy to it. It's all right. I'm putting the coffee down. All right. It was very nice coffee. Very lovely. Beautiful. Love it. Then we've got Page of Wands. This feels like trying to build bridges. Normally it's the Googling card for me, research, data, that kind of thing. But this feels kind of like it's a bit more, yeah, building bridges, kind of dipping your toe in the water, trying to find solutions, that kind of thing. Peacekeeping kind of energy. Hierophant, rules and regulations, law and order. Yes, especially on the documents that have been bombarded that we keep on talking about. This info dump, this exposing the lies, exposing the manipulation. It's not a fair trial, that kind of thing that we were talking about. Taken force. Yes. Full stop. Beautiful. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Lovely. Definitely dead there. Explosive situation. Queen of Wands. This cat. What, love? I gave her an option to go out at the beginning. She can wait a little bit. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands here is very much their proposal back. So whoever this is here, this feels like building bridges, kind of could be kind of like flappy faces on the media rounds, that kind of thing, proposing stuff. We could do this instead, and we've got to protect these people and all that kind of stuff. Because there is definitely a shift here of labeling as well, because they're obsessed. This lot over here obsessed with labels, aren't they? And I think with whatever this is, it's proof that this lot are bunny flops, the victims, if you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying they are. All right. I'm not trying to belittle, but in how it's all set up, the tables have turned. Yeah. They're not military personnel. They're not kind of soldiers. They're not, you see what I'm saying? They're now through another lens, another way of, so this is them coming back, taking charge passionately. This is what we want. We hear what you're saying. Some of you leaking it and flapping your faces around the media. This is what we want. Notice she's looking directly at the lies and deception. Emperor. Massive changes. Massive changes. That's the authority, the government, yeah? The blob, the shadow ruler, all this lot that we were talking about. These are what we want. Notice she was looking at him. Your lies and deception. So this here, even though he's the authority, bunny flops, taking charge. This is what we want. We don't care what you're spouting. We want this. Foreign occupation. Ace of Cups, another way forward. You see, this feels as this is going to backfire. We're going to get a dinky deck out just for that card, but it feels as if, okay, we won't do it here. I'm being reminded of, okay, while I put that down, just so we know. Being reminded of that co-leader Green Party sort of thing. Oh, asylum seekers are welcome here, blah, blah, blah. Just not in my back garden. Yeah, not at the RAF base. It's just down the road from me. You can find somewhere else, please. That kind of hypocrisy thing. This feels, and like I said, we need to deep dive a little bit with the dinky deck and clarify it. But this feels as if moving it across into Scotland or moving it into different areas of the country, spreading it further up and further out. And then suddenly this is going to backfire. It feels like it's going, oh, like it's the rest of the population kind of go, oh, we get it now. No. It's that kind of thing. Ace of Swords, truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity with the fire here. So we've got the happiness. We've got taking charge. We've got the Ace of Swords here, which is very much the truth of the situation. The Emperor, I feel kind of like this bombardment, kind of almost feeling dizzy from all the kind of flashbang kind of thing. Wasn't expecting at all this, especially with the Hierophant, rules and regulations, law and order. Yeah. Notice that it's like, I know this is the feeble building bridges, but it backfires. Yeah. End over here, definitely. Wow. Knight of Pentacles. That seems that I'm not saying it is, but it just feels like a bribery. It feels like a payoff. It feels like a compensation, that kind of thing. Right. Consequences, judgment, damage is done. The trumpet of truth again. We know your type now. So this is being shut down over here. We know this down here. We've got more truth coming out here. We've got putting them exactly. So it's like bombardment on all sides. Putting the work in, most definitely. Wish coming true again. 9 of Cups. Yeah. Manifesting. So this is going to work out beautifully. But like I said, it's not the coup that you would expect. This is playing them at their own game. And then it just, House of Cards, collapses. Craziness ensues. Ace of Cups. This is the self-righteous thing that we've been talking about before we left. Yeah. The self-arrogance, the self-righteousness. I think this is the biggest issue that we've, and I know we're going to go a bit spiritual here for a second, but I think this is the main thing to take away from this connected kind of readings that we're doing. And it seems like they're all kind of the same sort of thing. We're watching in real time, 1, karma happening, and 2, massive ego deaths. Yeah. This is profound. And I think this is what I was picking up before. I wish I could remember which. It was definitely before I left, but then I was doing multiple bloody. At some point, I said that the awakening kind of thing, spirituality, that kind of stuff. This is the reason why back in the day, like the second, the gossip kind of bit. The amount of awakening here, the population, that kind of stuff, because we've already been through kind of the ego death. We've, like, as a population, a majority of us, we've gone through it. We've come out the other side. We're building new foundations. The tower has happened. We're now building structure on spirituality, either spirituality or through organized religion. I don't care how you get there. Yeah, I've already keep saying that. Yeah, the destination is important, not how we get there. That's why it's such growth happening at the moment, and this is why we're now watching it. The people in the ivory towers now go through it. And they're so, it's like this constant kind of woe is me kind of thing. But we've already been through it. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that's like, we're ahead of the game. And if they were truly representative, they would be going through it. You know what I mean? Is they've already been through it as well. And they'd be like talking differently and doing differently and that kind of thing. Which is kind of going back to the playing the wrong game. Yeah? So. Oh, hello. We've got one. We've got that. Oh, another. That fell out. I should put that as a footnote. King of Pentacles, value, worth. Yeah, the accountant of the deck. Five of Cups, World card, High Priestess, Hierophant. So, remember I was saying they're going through an ego death. They're playing they're the victim. Oh, but stuttery stammer, working people. I'm trying to do the best for working people. This is what I was talking about here. The losses, constant losses, and this is the beautiful thing about this. Remember, and I know it has been repeated, but it's important to acknowledge it as well. They've got a massive majority. The maths is on their side, but God's spirit universe is not allowing them to be able to function it. Yeah? Like there is karma happening in multiple ways. They're being blocked because they're not following the North Star that we had over here. Yeah? It's that kind of thing. So we're seeing it in real time. We're learning through it because, like I said, this is just a snapshot of multitude of places. It feels like the same thing happening. Using the Hierophant law order against what it was meant to be. Yeah? So they're losing out. There was worry over here. We've got loss over here. Yeah? The World card, new cycle, new start. This is what I'm saying here. Oh, okay, we'll put them somewhere else. No. Because the High Priestess. The High Priestess feels like the other parts of the union. Yeah? So if you start putting them in Welsh towns, suddenly they're like, whoa. You start doing it in Scotland. Whoa. Because, like, it's fascinating. By the time, because it was mentioned in, it was an interesting line that I heard when people were talking about that. Oh, where was it? It was a by-election, the by-election in Wales that's just been for the assembly there. Where Plaid Cymru, the guy that stood for every election, has finally got in after 40 years or something. Bless him. He seemed a nice chap, by the way. A genuine fella. But I think it was him or someone around him happened to mention, it's like, well, reforms come in here, but we don't have these problems or we don't have these issues of immigration and stuff like that. We've got other issues. It's Welsh issues, blah, blah, blah. Similar thing in the last week I've noticed in Scotland. It doesn't resonate over here. It's not part of our issue. It's not our problem. It doesn't resonate, blah, blah. It's going to eventually resonate. And it's like suddenly the kickback, the intuition here. This feels like us lot over here, the awakening that we were going through by the population numbers. The realization is, no, hold on, no. We've seen what's happened in England. Now you're trying to do it over here as well. No. Hierophant, law and order. Underlying energy, Queen of Wands. Taking charge, exactly. What do we value? Remember that when I went before I left, on some of the readings, I was saying maybe it was for the elite members, but I can't remember. They all blend together eventually. But I was talking about how we as individuals need to reflect and journal and download and kind of put on paper to start manifesting it. What do we value? What is our worth? What do we value and find worthy? Not money, but what does it look like? Yeah? Where are we heading? That keeps coming up. Because if you're resetting, which is basically what is happening, keeps coming out time and time again, we need to know where we're resetting to. Yeah? Both individually. And this I think this is, I know we've been going on for a little bit, but this is what we saw. We saw it in our real lives. Everyone did. After lockdowns, after COVID, people realized that they'd been working for companies for years and they were so easily got rid of. They were like dropped, done this, done that, basically abused in some respects, if you get what I'm saying. Not like, yeah, but they saw that. They then realized, no, I want to, and then there was this beautiful kind of manifesting ideas that I witnessed in my friendship group as well. It's like, oh, I want to go traveling the world, or I want to do this, or I want to start this course, or I want to, do you remember all that? That was a spark of inspiration that was happening. This feels like the other shoe dropping. Like, even though it's like 5 years later, people tried it and then were, if you noticed, by this lot up here, whacked it back into, you will be, you will go back to work, you will do this, you will do that, you will pay your tax, you know, you put your back in the box, when you suddenly had this aha moment. Yeah. This is the continuation of that. This is the realization that actually we all know that just making us consumers to keep things, you know, it's got to the stupid levels. This is what I keep saying about trying to take control back. Yeah. Being self-reliant. Yeah. Having your self-worth, that kind of thing. What does that actually mean? What does it look like for you? Are you in the right place? Do you want to move? Do you want to do something? Do you want to get that kind of thing? It's the big questions. Yeah. And I will say this as well. I always tell people, especially in private readings and things, if it comes up like it has here, this is kind of your, like your sat nav, your destination. This is what I want. But unlike a sat nav, you work backwards from it. Yeah. So we want to make a plan. So this is where I want to be. So, okay, but to get there, I need to do that before I can do the step into that, and then that, and then that. And by doing it backwards, you suddenly kind of come up to today. Yeah. Of like, or tomorrow. It's like, okay, I need to do that now to know that I'm heading that way. And every decision that from that point onwards is calculated. Will it get me closer to my destination, or will it get me further away from my destination? Yeah, because that's the choice. It'll happen like knee-jerk reacting. You won't even kind of fathom it, if you get me. Every choice is like, so as an example, Erindors and I heading towards like homestead, farm, whatever you want to call it, small holding. And because we know that destination, we've been making decisions. Will it get us closer there, or will it get us further away? Will it get us closer? Yeah? And now sometimes, obviously, like the holiday little break, it wasn't really a holiday, but it was like a break, and then visiting family. Will it get us closer? No. But is it of value? Is it worth spending time with family, spending time in Wales for a bit and disconnect for a little bit and that kind of thing? Yes, it was. It was necessary. So we went, you know, you see what I'm saying? But it's an active choice. You're a participation or participant in the choice instead of being reactionary to something being dictated to, if that makes sense. I hope so. So to finish off here, I said the cartoon Clarity wanted to talk, and then we'll do that and then get the hell out of here, my dears. So let's have a look at that. But as a fundamental rule, generally speaking, a fundamental rule is that you have to consent to things. Right? It's contract law. It's everything. You know. So if you don't consent, then you that's it. You nothing can happen. Yeah. You have to sign the bit of paperwork. You have to agree to the terms. You have to do that. That's why they bombard you with phone calls. That's why they bombard you with crap. It's like you've got to. And they'll peer pressure until you go, all right, but you're in control. You're always in control. You've always been in control, because they need you to sign the dotted line. They need you to agree to the terms of service. They need you to pay the license fee, whatever it may be. They need you to do whatever, but you're the one in control. So, So that felt important because of the death card up there. They're complete breakdown of what they thought they were. They thought they were in control. Nah, we are. And that's why contract law is extraordinarily important in this country. Anyway, so taking care, exactly, beautiful. Taking care of the family, taking care of themselves, taking care of the situation. This feels like this really is gonna be kind of a huge upheaval of how things have been. Promise, but it's against like we've heard your promises before. They're losing out. The intuition, the doesn't feel right. Yeah, your gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. The promise stinks. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, the bribery, whatever we wanted to call it, stinks. They're called out. They're embarrassed. They're like, no, we're not going to just put it under the table. We're not going to like sweep it under the carpet, whatever metaphor there. We're calling you out. Judgment. There's the new opportunity. Yeah. I like that partnership. It's almost it's kind of got the feeling of what's it? It's like a new modern agreement, community agreement, if you get me. A re-establishment of the agreement, if you get what I'm saying. It's that kind of, and there's going to be like generations, like even myself, that it's going to be very foreign, like almost not necessarily a snapback necessarily, because the good stuff we're going to keep. Yeah. The tolerances of everybody and the, all that kind of stuff. But it's that kind of new, like especially with the marriage card, it's like taking care of each other, that looking out for each other, that redefining the relationship with your neighbors kind of thing, if that makes sense. I know that sounds way out there, but that's what that, you know what it is? Obviously not, because I haven't said it, but because they always divide and conquer us. They divide to conquer. So they label these people as soldiers and military and this, that, and the other. And I'm not military. I'm not a soldier. It's not nothing wrong. That kind of thing. But it's that kind of reconnecting. Instead of all this division, the vast majority will reconnect and that kind of stuff. And you're going to have it feels like very much kind of like the last remnants of the barking at the corner, for like women's rights, for fourth wave feminism and like trans rights of a certain level and blah blah blah, all the kind of like extreme stuff is discarded. It's like, no, we're cool where we are. We're, as long it's basically going back to the principles of kind of Martin Luther King. Like, I still haven't woken up yet. That one, he said some good stuff. That one, it's like what you bring to the table. You're valued on that. Yeah, it's not your buzzwords. It's not your what minority. It's not a tally sheet of counting how many, have we got the right balance of men and women, and is there enough Jewish people and ginger people and black people and gay people and none of that. It's just like, if you're good, you're here. Yeah, it's that kind of, we'll look after you, because they've been stealing, robbery. Yeah, this unfairness all this time. Underlying energy. But here we go. Aid, support. This feels more like, especially with the hand here, it's very much kind of like God, Spirit, Universe, kind of, come on guys, here we go. Let's level up together. It's that kind of energy. But like I said down here, helping each other. Because we want to. We're not pressured into it, because you're part of the community, you're part of the village, you're part of the town, the small town, whatever, yeah? I think it's going to be a bit more difficult in cities, I have to say, but because it feels like there's going to be a bit kind of friction there. I've felt that for a little while now, but the aid is there. It's like the care, taking care of each other. It's not someone else's problem. It's our problem. Yeah. So that's lovely. I like that. I like that finishing off there. So we'll finish off there. Cool. We need to stop doing these. Remember we used to be able to knock these out in like 30 minutes. Knock them out, but no. But this is very fundamental because, like I said, this feels very much like rinse and repeat on many different areas. Yeah. It feels like the military kind of people we started off with are going to be the trendsetters. Follow us, lads, kind of energy. For the victims of many other issues, crimes, mislabeling stuff. Yeah, that this lot up here have been getting away with for quite some time. Yeah. So we'll leave it here for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please thumb me like. It generally helps out the channel, and hype if you can. If you can't, then don't worry about it. It's just YouTube. It's not me. I'm not discriminating against YouTube's discriminating. Anyway, and comment down below if you've been reading along, if you felt like it's particular people or something like that. And that's obviously where you can put suggestions. However, until next time where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.